We back, we just finished spring ball, Jamal. So, with spring ball being done, we got a little gap before the fall season kicks in for football. What would you recommend that athletes should be doing now that spring ball is over? You got pre-prep, you got workouts, you got summer workouts coming. What would be a great regimen for an athlete to focus on now that spring ball is over? Summertime. What should the athletes be doing?
I think really just honing in on just your skills. Like I said before, work on those weaknesses. Really evaluating yourself and then setting you a plan. You got to set you a plan. Set you a plan. Set your calendar. You got maybe 2 months or something like that, before the season kicks off or whatever. So really it's just taking advantage of that time to get with those trainers.
Correct.
Working on those skill sets or whatever, monitoring your nutrition, studying film, really just working on your craft, man, and just where you need to be and focusing on that. And really hitting it. So that's why I say have a plan.
Yeah.
Because you got a plan, you set that plan, and then now you ask yourself, what's the path to get there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now what the path to get there is training here, training there, recovery, this, that, and the other. I got a regimen so that I can stay healthy, so that I can stay fresh, and this, that, and the other. So really it's what is that, and really putting that together so that it works. And at the end of the day, it's all about, leaving no stone unturned.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So when you get into that season, and you kick off the season and you ready to go, it's really like, hey, look, I'm ready to let it loose.
Yeah.
I'm ready to let it loose.
You ain't
And
got
that
no
way,
cobwebs of dust off.
right, you can go, hey, put the best product on the field because you
Indeed.
know that you've gotten that done.
And we talked about this because summertime is when a lot of this goes down, and we've talked about it on and off. 7 versus 7s. I'm not taking nothing away from 7 versus 7, but that really is just, in your opinion, that's just kind of like fun. You're not really getting anything out of it from a route running perspective or a DB perspective. The 7 versus 7, is it more exposure, fun? Is it a distraction to that playing regimen that you speak about?
It's definitely a distraction to your plan. And the reason I say that is because, when you got to go into, when you're off and you got 7-on-7 season and you got to go play in a tournament this weekend, guess what? You got to go play in that tournament for 3 days.
Correct.
And what do you accomplish in that 3 days?
Trophy.
Besides, I topped somebody,
Yeah.
or whatever. It don't matter. Like, because there's no coaches out there giving offers. There are no coaches really paying attention to that. It's a short field. But, I think that you do get work.
Definitely.
You get some work.
Definitely.
You get some work, but at the same time, is it good work?
Yeah.
Is it good work? I think the quarterbacks, though, they really get something out of it.
They definitely get work.
It's a timing system, this and other. They got to go
Correct.
through the reads and this, that, and the other. So I think they get something out of it. But like wide receivers, DBs, you don't even have real linebackers in there. You got to have, we did it. You got to
Correct.
have a DB in there, linebacker, to cover these other receivers.
Correct.
Whatever. So
Correct.
I think that. There's a time and place for it. I think, you can do it, but don't make that part of your plan.
No.
Especially if you a sophomore, a freshman, or a sophomore, you shouldn't be playing no 7-on-7.
Yeah.
You need to be getting better.
Correct.
You need to be getting better. Now, I think that from a movement standpoint or whatever and being active,
Agility left to right.
Okay, but at the same time, man, you got to go put in that work. Like we said, putting the best product on the field is not going to play 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Now, if we're going to do some 1v1s, we're going to go train and work some skills and do that or whatever, then, you getting that work in.
Definitely.
Whatever. But at the same time, like, no, it's I don't have anything really against it. Look, if that's your thing.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining. I think it's good for social media.
Indeed.
The kids get action. But really, I think that's more for coaches and organizations that are trying to promote themselves. And also, I think it's for people like us, we showcase. We need to get our brand on some of them teams out there.
Correct.
So if y'all want,
we love it from that perspective.
Yeah, if y'all want to go play 7-on-7, then let us put our logo on your back.
Correct.
Or whatever. But,
Indeed.
But that's what the battles are doing. That's what the what is it? Hellstar.
Yeah.
That's
next level.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's all apparel or whatever, and that's what they're doing, and that's how they get their brand out there.
Correct.
And everything else, and they're the ones keeping the motion and keeping it going.
Correct.
But is it really that helpful? I think if you talk to a bunch of kids, after a 7-on-7 deal and say, hey, what did you really get out of this? I don't think they can tell you anything, but they got some exposure for social media,
some dope content
or whatever. But at the same time, like it's
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I just, I agree more with, look, let's go put in some work.
Correct.
So we can get ready for what really matters.
Correct.
And that's season.
Season, game time. And you got to think that you already between just normal training regimen, strength training, spring football, summer workouts, this is everything going on outside of 7 versus 7. You add that into the mix, you raise your ratio percentage of injury.
Yeah.
I would say as well.
Oh, yeah, big time. Because you're not getting no rest.
Because these cats flying to the ball out there in this 7 versus 7 like they got pads on.
They are. Cats do get hurt or whatever. Yeah. And but really it's just really like with a plan.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these dudes, and we've done it. You get through with 7-on-7, it's like, damn, I'm behind.
Correct.
Why am I behind? I'm behind because I just spent 3 or 4 days out the week.
Correct.
Preparing to get ready for a 7-on-7 game when really I should have been running these hills. I should have been getting bigger, faster, stronger. I should have been working on that.
Correct.
And a lot of times when you competing like that, you don't need to put on that weight. Correct. You don't need to be lifting like that because you out there running full speed and doing that.
Correct.
Sometimes it's a time to dumb that down so that you can build. Yeah. You can build. So that eliminates a lot of the hamstring tears and the soft tissue type stuff or whatever.
Yeah. Especially if you're a dual sport athlete like track and football or sport, baseball, football, and track. You
got a phase. It's a phase. It's phases to this thing. You know what I mean? And when I got done with the season, I broke my body all the way down and then built it back up.
Correct.
And then got ready to go back into the season in peak performance shape.
Indeed.
So now I got to go into a 16 to 17 week season, and I'm not working out like that no more.
Correct.
But guess what? I worked hard enough over those 4 or 5 months to the point where I'm built for it. I'm built to last. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And that's really what you prepare for. Because guess what? That's what you getting. That's where you going to get evaluated. If you're a second screen player. What you out there playing 7-on-7 for? What you out doing? You need to be working on everything that you can do to go out there and try to take you or get you that job. So therefore it's like,
wow,
where's the improvement? Your improvement is not going to come from playing 7-on-7. Your improvement is going to come from putting in that attention to detail and putting in that work.
You made me think of something then, J. Lou, because back in our day, man, we didn't have time for 7 versus 7. Like our off-season workout in high school, we were doing 2-a-days in high school. We talking about full pads.
Yeah.
Unless we just had half, shorts. And then, at Tech with George O'Leary, we were doing 3-a-days.
Yeah.
We ain't had no time for no 7 versus 7. And if we were doing it, we were doing 1v1s with the DBs. Yeah. Getting in that work. Yeah. We wouldn't move and all around like everything was concentrated. I think that's how the game has changed because you can't hit the same no more.
No.
Now
the teams, I think the teams are doing 7-on-7 now. Okay. That's different.
Talking about the actual high schools.
The actual high schools.
Okay.
They do 7-on-7 against each other, but you actually got a real linebacker in there.
Exactly.
And he got to play that real coverage. It's not you stacking a whole bunch of receivers
against DBs.
Against all DBs.
Correct.
That's what we tried to do that when we had our 7-on-7 team, right? And that just didn't work. And I'm like, this ain't, it's not real.
Yeah.
So with the teams doing it or whatever, they go back to doing it. I think they'll start late June or something like that. They'll start doing
it's gonna have more structure though.
It's more structure and it's more real too.
Yeah.
It's real. You know. So And it helps the guys, get their systems down, get their
Exactly.
timing down and stuff like that, even though it's still a short field or whatever, but it helps them, get that cohesiveness as a team, So I think, that's better.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on, we talked about this, just like the money grab camps, right? Different schools do them. I mean, at all levels, they do money grab camps where you got 400-something kids at a school.
Yeah.
And they running the 40, got the wingspan, height,
Right.
broad jump, vertical. Like, what is the benefit there? I know how it benefits the schools. They can generate a lot of revenue with kids that are hungry to play the sports. Right. And perhaps parents is like, son, you going to this camp.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and pay for this, and we going.
At the college camp.
At the college camp.
The college camps, I think, are always good just because
Indeed.
all coaches are there.
That's the key.
But the question is, are they coming to see, are they looking to see you? And a lot of these camps got 200, 300, 400 kids, but they're not really looking at but about 20 kids.
Correct.
Now, if you go in there to go stand out or whatever, yeah, you get noticed, but they already got their minds on who they're looking at.
Correct.
You're just paying that $50
Mm-hmm.
and contributing to, I don't know, NIL or coaches or whatever, something.
That's what it's got to be going to
Yeah,
now.
but at the same time, you got to, but if you're going to go to these camps, you got to make sure that you're ready to go.
I'm telling you.
So don't go in
Same
there.
rules
Don't
apply.
go in there running a 40 and you ain't ran a 40.
Man.
You don't know how to even start.
Oof.
You running a shuttle and you don't know how to even do that.
Correct.
And I learned that from Jazz signing up for camps.
What was
You
that?
know what I'm saying?
What was
He gonna
that?
sign up for a camp and sign up, and I get there and I'm like, man, they tell me we got to go run a 40. Well, we ain't even practiced to start. But guess what? That's how it happens, because a lot of parents, you don't know.
Exactly.
Your kid just saying, hey, I need to go to this camp. I need to go to this camp. But then guess what? You go to that camp and you got to put your best self out there and you haven't even worked on none of this stuff. So really is if you are going to go to a camp, any camp, I don't care if it's a college camp or whatever, you go to a camp, you need to be ready to really showcase and perform at a high level when you get there. This ain't go and find out and see where I'm at. And this,
Exactly.
No, especially not a college camp. Because
Correct.
you got all the coaches there. If it's a camp, in your neighborhood or something like that, it might be different because you need to go there to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to a college camp to go get better. You go there to get noticed.
Exactly.
And, and exposure can be your friend and it can be your enemy.
Ooh-wee. You're not
Because,
lying.
you know what I mean? It can be your friend and your enemy. So you can be exposed on both sides, right?
Indeed.
So it's like which one are you gonna be on? And if you're not prepared, then guess what? That can ruin you right there because they see you. Oh yeah, he was whatever, and it's on tape. So
It's documented.
and it's on tape. So when you start talking about, hey, check me out, this, that, and the other, they go look like, oh, that was that kid.
Oh yeah, he better put him down there at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, please.
We ain't even gotta go out there.
Yeah, exactly. So, you just got to be prepared. When you go into these camps, you go into these different combines and stuff like that, don't just go because who putting it on. Go
Correct.
because you ready to go and showcase and you feel like, hey, look, I'm where I need to be.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm finna go out here and test it out.
Correct. And you would have prep, and this is going back to our earlier conversations of the player is a business.
Yeah.
So if you got your business in order, you can make the proper decision to be like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for this camp at University of Tennessee or Tech. I've been putting in this work.
I'm ready to go. I think I told you the story. My coach, my high school coach, I asked him later on, and I said, hey, man, why you didn't take me to camps? Why you didn't, I hear all these guys talking about they went to camps and all that stuff. You ain't never take me to a camp. And he said, Jamal, you know why I didn't take you to a camp? He said, you was recruited by every school in the country, really. You can go anywhere you want to go.
Correct.
So if that's the case, why am I going to send you to a camp and let them recognize your weaknesses? Because I know your weaknesses.
Which coach was this in high school?
My high school coach,
He's
Coach
sharp.
Sims. Yeah, he said I didn't take you to camps because I just knew that I knew your weaknesses and they didn't need to know them. You already recruited, so what you need to Why you need to do that?
Sure.
And you see that. I see that a lot too. I see a lot of these cats. A lot of these kids got all these offers and all this stuff, whatever, and they still going to a camp or going to play in a 7-on-7. If you got all these offers from all these schools, why are you going to compete in this camp? Why am I going to do that? Man. The only thing that you're doing, is putting more film out there for somebody to go back and pull something out to say and put the negatives out there, right? You think that I'm just going. They invited me they invited you because they make money. Correct. They invited you because they make money.
Correct.
And if they invited you, that means you are something. So therefore you are of value. So therefore, like, you don't really need to go to these camps. You don't need to travel around and go to UA next and go to this one and that one because they invited you. You already got it. You got a whole list of schools that's saying, "Hey, look, we offering you." So why?
Man, now that right there, my brother, I don't know. You explain that perfectly, because the offers you got to look at is like trust funds and Roth IRAs. We got to look at this as capital.
Yeah.
And it's only so many accolades you can get.
Right.
Okay, you want the Nike, you want the opening trophy, you want the Rivals trophy, you want the top performer in this, man. None of that matters.
Right.
After you sign on that dotted line, now it's time to play real ball.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time to go.
I would want to conserve my legs and my body and put that regimen together.
Yeah, I'm not finna go to this. I'm not going to this camp for what? Why? It
don't add no more chop to the foundation.
No, it don't.
It puts you at a risk, as we talked about, to get injured.
Man, you can go home, you can go work out and train and get that footage right there, and you just gonna constantly just stack offers. Because you know what? If you already recruited by Arkansas, Clemson, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Texas, Oregon,
what's the point?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Whew.
Why you are a commodity. You are wanted.
Yeah.
It's dudes.
NASDAQ top stock.
They just offering you just because they see you got 7-8 offers from these guys. So you got to be something. So now guess what? I just need to perform when y'all come see when we got football season. I just need to be ready for that.
Very good point.
I don't need to go out here and go to this camp that ain't no scout looking at. Ain't no coaches are looking at you going to this camp or whatever. Like, I think what's his name just did a camp, Justin Jefferson. Now
I saw that. Yeah,
that different.
Yes, because they working.
That's different.
Yes,
that's not come out here and get exposure. That's come out here and get some work.
Exactly. I'll do that all day long because it's gonna help me elevate.
Bro, that's come out here and get some work.
Exactly.
What he just did was brilliant, and that is where camps need to go.
Indeed.
I
agree.
He got some of the elite wide receivers in the country and got them out there to go and he taught them. He taught them the tricks of the trade so they can go be better. And watch all them cats, even though they was already good, but now they got some tools they can take to the field. These ain't tools to go take to another camp that they putting on.
Put it in your briefcase. Put it in your toolbox.
You do all this to get exposure, right?
Correct.
If you got all these offers, what do you need? What other exposure you need?
It's really, you don't need it. You got to fine tune.
Yeah.
You got to fine tune, man.
Yeah.
Work on your football IQ, like you said with Justin Jefferson. He said something. I saw it on IG. It was like a little cut. And he was like, man, we don't run digs in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was like, you ain't. No, he said you run dig, but you don't run
a 16-yard.
Post corners.
Yeah.
Post corners. We ain't running that.
That's back in our day.
We ain't running that.
In my day.
But you go to a Rivals camp. I coached Rivals, whatever, a couple years. And the first thing a kid want to do is run a go route or run a post corner.
Yeah.
A running back. What you want to run a go route for? You need to run a choice route.
Correct.
That way you gonna make your
Angle
money.
route.
Show me you can run
Flat.
that. Show me you can run that
Correct.
at 5 yards depth.
Option route.
Yeah, show me if you know how to run off of that linebacker playing you inside, outside, or playing you off.
Correct.
What's your responsibility? Show me that, and I think that's where it's at, man. That I can go on and on just about these camps and all this stuff, man. It's just a lot of them money grabs, and I think that just parents just need to be more in tune.
Yeah.
To what, why, and how. Like, what am I getting out of this? That's the first thing I need to ask. What are we getting out of this going to this camp or going to this combine or going to this showcase or whatever it might be? What are we really getting out of it?
Yeah, not burning your kid out. I know there's some passionate pops and moms out there that are sports fanatics, and perhaps they didn't get a chance to play the game or they didn't make it as far as they thought. Don't be trying to live through your kid and burning your kid out. Like let him enjoy the game.
And burn out your bankroll.
Correct.
Because you really gonna burn that out.
Correct. Before the kid burn out.
You got to travel here. You got to travel there.
Exactly.
Yeah, they invited you. Are they paying for you to come, and are they paying you to come?
Key ingredient, indeed.
Because a lot of these camps just want a name. They just want names on them so that they can, make them legit. It makes them official.
Correct.
But yeah, I don't mind. You go to that camp, but go to that camp and don't do nothing.
Correct.
Like, do like Tip, one of these rappers. You just doing a walkthrough.
Correct. Indeed.
I'm doing a walkthrough.
Exactly.
So
for some chop if possible.
Right.
Yep. We're getting close to fall season, so to wrap this up, we pretty much have covered everything they need to do. But what should kids be thinking about after they get through summer workout? Because August is around the corner. Football season is around the corner. What should they be prepping for mentally? Should they just focus more on film, like prepping for their opponents is coming up for the football season? Or just make sure they getting some good stretch, recovery, and therapy to make sure the muscles right after summer workouts?
I think it's them. I think it's focusing on, the film part is last season.
Correct.
You need to watch last season film. Mm-hmm. Now you work on where your weaknesses are there, and that's what you need to be working on this summer. That's where your focus should be. Focus on that and getting better, getting stronger.
Indeed.
Being a better you than you were last year. Mm-hmm. Where's your goals at? Set some goals. Where do you want what do you want your weight to be?
Correct.
Where do you want your speed to be? Where do you want to be, from a skill standpoint or whatever?
Correct.
And go work on those. You know Indeed. What I mean? Work on those, fine tuning. Recovery is always important. Have that recovery day in there. Know what it takes to recover. It's a lot of stuff out here. You got cryotherapy, you got cold tubs, you got bags of ice from the 7-Eleven.
Correct.
That you can just put in the bathtub.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
Cold plunge at the crib.
Yeah, right. You can do all that. So it's really, recovery is big, stretching. You got all these places out here now that you can go. If you don't have the money, guess what? You can do it at home.
Indeed.
But staying flexible, getting faster, getting stronger, getting bigger, and just working on your weaknesses, man. That's just where the focus need to be, and that's just what my mentality was every offseason.
Indeed.
It wasn't on traveling. It wasn't on going on vacations. This thing don't last long. I told Jazz, I said, you got 20 games left in high school.
Whew. That's it. See, we got to break down them numbers. Yeah.
You got 20 games left in high school. How are you going to prepare for that? You got 10 first in the season. So we got to prepare to knock them down. And we got to capitalize in each and every one of them games. And what determines where you capitalize at in each of them games is determined right now in the summer and in the off season.
This is the key ingredient time of the season right now, summertime.
Yeah. So guess what? If you show up game time and you slow,
boy,
your skills are off, you just getting banged up and injured or whatever, and this, that, and the other, guess what? That ain't nobody's fault but yours.
That is correct.
And,
Can't point the finger.
To the person that goes to, you know what? Go look at, when you get to that season, go back and look at your plan that you're supposed to put together and see how did you chart out at that. You know, how did you hit everything that you needed to hit on that plan? Correct. Or did you get off track and you ended up going to hang out with your buddies, or you had to play that video game? Y'all was in a killing spree on one of these games or something.
I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Or something. You know what I mean?
Up to 7 in the morning. Ain't got no rest, no proper rest.
Right. That's one of the things with recovery. Rest is the best recovery you can get.
Man.
So you got
proper sleep.
Yeah.
Let your body recover.
But it's all about, man, showing up ready and prepared, man. Show up ready and prepared. I saw Matt Ryan talking today, talking to the rookies. He was talking to the rookies, and the first thing that he said from a standard standpoint was show up every day ready to work. Show up every day ready to work.
Indeed.
And them showing up every day ready to work, he knows that at the end of the day, that's the preparation that get them ready for a winning football season. So that's the standard, you know what I mean? Show up ready to work every day. Show up ready to work. What are you doing every day to get prepared and get ready for that season? And visualize it, see it. Yeah. See it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't get distracted. We got life situations and stuff that
definitely
happens, whatever. I know it's guys out there like that, but you know what? Stay focused, man.
Yep.
Don't let nobody deter you. Don't let nobody take you off your track.
You are correct, and got to keep God in front of you, because spiritual groundation, as we say, is going to be a key component to staying focused and staying on track. You got to keep the good man above in front of you at all times. That's for sure.
Absolutely, because you're going to need him.
Indeed.
So that's that, man. I think that's,
yeah.
Just get equipped, man, and get ready, because it's coming, whether you ready or not.
I'm telling you, you'll never be ready. It's like having a child. You ain't going to never be ready.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look.
You just got to man up and make it happen.
It's just what it is. And be serious about it. You got to be serious and show that you're serious about it. A lot of these parents, as a kid, you got to show your parent that you really into this. Show your parent that they're they're investing in something that's beneficial. You know what I mean? You might not go to the NFL, but hey, look, I can go pay my way through college.
Exactly.
That's a bigger help than anything else to your parents.
I'm telling you.
So they ain't got to go take out crazy loans and this, that, and other, especially when the money is out there.
Tell me about it.
The money's out there, so you might as well go ahead and go get it.
Indeed.
And that's where the focus need to be. And I think that, as a young athlete, you need to live your life as a kid too. You need to get that in. You know what I mean? That's important to be a teenager and live that. But if your goal and your focus is to be here or there, then guess what? Hey, this is what it takes.
Exactly. There is no shortcut.
This is what it takes. This is what it takes to be a professional.
Correct.
And I didn't know until I got to the league, man, and just like, this is business. This is a business. This is work.
Correct.
And I was a professional. Like, when I got there, I was just playing football. I just love football.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you get into it, like, you're a professional.
Yeah.
So you got 8 hours to 10 hours a day where you just really in the building, in practice, in meetings, workouts, training, recovery, and all of that. That all goes into what you put on the field on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. It's good you described it like that, because it's Fortune 500 business. You just happen to put on pads and do what you love to do. Yeah. But it's still Fortune 500 infrastructure.
Yeah, you got to put yourself, because you're a business.
Correct.
Yeah. You're a business, so you got to make sure that your business it holds value and it's contributing to this bigger piece of of the equation, that's either the NFL or whatever college or university you at, because that's a business too.
Correct.
So really, it's just understanding that and understanding what it is to be a professional.
Indeed.
You know, what it is to be a professional. And that's being where you're supposed to be, doing what you say you're going to do, be on time, and just, hey, listening and taking it all in and actually comprehending what's being put out and going to execute.
Indeed.
Remember, like I said earlier, they don't pay you to think.
Correct.
They don't pay you to think.
Correct. Pay you to perform.
They pay you to perform. They pay you to go out there and get it done.
Exactly. This has been a great conversation. Our goal is for y'all to really tune in, because the jewels we're dropping is going to take some of the guessing game out of what you're dealing with as an athlete, as a parent, as a coach, as a trainer. That's what we're going to do here on the SHŌ Podcast. Shout out to our partners, ATL Live Well, Redefine Foods, GPT Training. Stay tuned. We're coming back again with more knowledge to drop. The SHŌ. J. Lou, Harie Robinson Jr. Chill.
See you.